Hello everybody, you are listening to the Box Office Brawler. My name is Jackson. Today we're going to be talking about Dune Part 1, not Part 2. I'm going to be seeing that in theaters soon, and then I'll be reviewing that, of course. This is just a recap and synopsis if you haven't seen Dune Part 1, or if you want to recap and, just get a quick refresher. I'm going to try to be kind of general about this because I don't want to spoil anything, and this movie is just very deep movie. There's a lot going on in this film, so I'm going to try to make it sound pretty light, just so we could all understand the material of the film. Before that, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications bell so you don't miss the next episode. Dune Part 1, it's a mixed bag, definitely a mixed bag. This film, directed by Denis Villeneuve, released back in 2021. It's 2 hours and 35 minutes long, starring Timothée Chalamet, Zendaya, Rebecca Ferguson, Oscar Isaacs, and Josh Brolin. The entire Dune universe is interested in this material called spice. It's a life-extending drug. It's also a crucial element of intergalactic space travel. This is very much so a sci-fi movie. This is drama, sci-fi, action, thriller. Very much so sci-fi. It's up there. It's got the same kind of vibes as like Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter. It's trying to be that. It's really trying to be that. I don't think it's nearly on par with any of those, but it's trying. It's probably at the bottom of those. But spice is a very the highest commodity in the Dune universe. It can only be found on one planet, the sand planet of Arrakis. This planet is a huge breeding ground of conflict. Everybody wants a piece of spice, and there's a lot of greed, deception, and lust for power that is found in this planet, and there's a lot of different players involved. The native people of the planet, they're called the Fremen. They're a big part of the first movie, and I think they're going to be a way bigger part of the second movie. They are sort of like the Tusken Raiders of the planet. They've been there this whole time, and they've learned to travel the scope of the dunes safely and to use the primal beasts as assets and allies. And they love spice. They worship spice, and they worship these giant sandworms that are a huge problem for people that don't know how to control them within the movie. But they do know how to control them, and they know how to read them. They know how they live, and they make it a part of their own life. They really aren't a big fan of all these different factions getting involved and taking their spice and occupying their planet. But everybody wants a piece, and unfortunately it doesn't look like it's ever going to end. But they start to become friends with House Atreides. It's pretty much this really big faction with Timothée Chalamet and Oscar Isaac. Rebecca Ferguson, they're all... Oscar Isaac is the father, and he's sort of the ruler of the house. Rebecca Ferguson is his wife, and she's sort of like the queen. She's also like a witch, pretty much. She knows, like, they're not witches. They're called like the Bene Gesserit. So she has like all these different powers, and she's able to like control people, like mind control through her speech. It's pretty interesting stuff. And Timothée Chalamet, he's like the first boy that's ever had these gifts. It's always been like witches, like women that have these like witch-like powers and abilities, and he's the first guy that's ever had it. And they were able to bestow this upon him through a long line of like lineage and like people getting together kind of thing. It's pretty weird, but he's pretty much the messiah of the series, and there's all these different prophecies across these different across the Fremen, across the House Atreides, across a lot of the people in Arrakis that believe that he's the new messiah. He's going to unite everybody. He's going to bring peace to the Fremen, and he's going to just be the uniting force that will bring peace and prosperity to all the people in Dune. So he's highly regarded by a lot of people, and everyone's just kind of testing him. They want to see if he really is who they believe he is in the prophecy. And throughout the film, he's slowly proving that in a pretty humble way, too. He's a humble character, and Timothée Chalamet, he does a good job with the role. Pretty interesting stuff. A lot of this, the film, I don't think it really caters to a lot of character, though. I mean, there's just so much exposition and so much world building in this. I heard that this new film definitely caters more to the story, so I'm looking forward to that. But a lot of this is just introducing you to the material of the book and setting the scene for the next few films. But House Atreides, of course, is the house that Timothée Chalamet and them that they're a part of. They occupy Arrakis, and Oscar Isaac, he's trying to make peace with the Fremen people. He doesn't want to disturb them. He's always trying to offer something. A lot of people, they always want to take something from them. Oscar Isaac wants to offer them something, and he's about to make pretty much a friendship with the Fremen people when there's this really evil faction. They're called the Harkonnen, and they're these bald, ugly, pale people, and they don't have eyebrows, and they're super evil. They're brutes. They come in and they invade Arrakis. They destroy everything, and they hate the Fremen people. They also want to kill the Fremen, and hell breaks loose. I'm going to try not to spoil anything, but Timothée Chalamet, he ends up partnering with the Fremen through this chaos. Him and his mother, they both end up in the hands of the Fremen, and he learns their lifestyle, and that sort of follows through the rest of the film. And I'm going to try not to get into it any further, but it's an interesting film. There's so much to talk about. This video is actually really hard to make, just talking about it, because I don't mean to leave anything out, but I don't want to be too detailed about this because I want you to watch the film yourself. But it's a pretty interesting film. It's an interesting film. It's a little boring, but I think if you're gonna watch the second one, you need to watch the first one, and I think it'll be worth it based on the great reviews we've heard from critics about Dune Part 2. People are comparing it to Empire Strikes Back. They're saying it's not Empire Strikes Back, but it's just a significant upgrade from the first one. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. But I'd say I give this movie probably a 76 out of 100. It's an interesting movie, a lot of interesting content, except it's just a little long-winded, and it can be very confusing if you're not paying attention. So make sure to check out the movie, watch Dune Part 2, let me know what you think of the first Dune, and let me know if you see the second Dune movie. Don't spoil it for me, though. I haven't seen it yet. I don't want it spoiled. Thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.